So you remember Achilles? And the Achilles tendon?
Yeah.
So there was a lesser-known fucking child of the gods. His name was Testicles.
Okay, wait.
So
Is
you
this,
know what
are we
his-
going?
Yeah, we're
This
going.
is Jim the Keys bartender coming to you.
That was our opening.
That was our opening. Testicles.
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 Testing 1 2. It's a relative of Pericles.
Achilles.
Parodies?
Well, today's episode 91 is Bug Hunt, and we spoke a little about this yesterday. We're in the middle of our starting at sunset last night.
I just pulled up the MCSO site. They did get a guy for double his limit doing 2 trips.
Oh, really?
And that's the only felony one that they've got so far. But they got a lot of
misdemeanor.
A lot of misdemeanor, short, and probably a whole bunch of really. Come on, guys, what is this?
Where's your fucking life vest? And
Hey, I wanted to tell you some of the listeners that we have out there. We got Queenstown, Maryland, Colorado Springs, Clever, Missouri.
It's clever.
Clever, man.
Clever, Missouri, Graysonville, Maryland, Dallas, Texas coming in, Silver Spring, Maryland, Gainesville.
Got to love those guys from Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas, Texas, Silver Spring, Maryland, Gainesville, Florida, Ireland, Canada, China, France, Japan, and United Kingdom. We're here at the Catch, though, in Key Largo. We are now definitely 90% of our listeners are outside of the Keys.
Oh, hell yes.
Right now. This is exactly what we want, demographic, people that are interested in the Keys and find out how fucked up our lifestyle is.
Everybody down here is too drunk to listen.
Yeah, and they can't figure out the technology. They go, well, what station are you on? It's a podcast.
Yeah,
What's
no.
a podcast?
Never mind.
Well, how do you get it?
It's one of those things you do when you're sitting in the bathroom.
Yeah. Do you have a phone? Do you have a smartphone? Do you have a computer? Yeah. Just how do I get it? Just Google it or Bing or whatever. If Alibaba, Yahoo. If you get Keys Bartender, we're the number 2 listing, probably up to the number 8 listing, and you can get us here.
There you
but
go.
We
You
are
can
at
find
the
us
Catch
all over.
Restaurant in
Number
Key
2.
Largo with happy hour going from 3:30 to 6:30 Monday through Friday. Great happy hour specials. We're here with Sean.
They do happy
Dickens.
hour even on Friday. A lot of bars.
Yes, they
don't
do
even
do it on
happy
Friday.
hour
Friday.
on Friday.
We do it for happy hour on Friday. 3 hours of happy hour, and then it goes right Thursday and Friday. We and Saturday we have live music. And Thursday nights you can find Cody James and the Key Billies here. And on
Most
other
Thursday
nights,
nights.
most Thursdays. Most Thursday nights.
It's actually going to be what's Steve Shaheen's band now? Steve and
The
Mac,
Freddies,
the Freddies.
man.
The Freddies
The
on
Freddies
Thursday?
are gonna be here
Actually,
this
man,
Thursday.
you
Next
coulda-
Thursday?
You
Yeah, they're
could have
pretty good.
called me, man.
Yeah,
I could have done
so we have a
Thursday with you,
for-
and then went up
for
and
a
did my
smaller
gig at the
venue.
crib.
For
Yeah,
a
that-
smaller venue, we have a
we'll talk
really
about that
good.
in the future.
Yeah, for a smaller venue, we get great
Oh yeah.
great quality bands.
And it's the only venue that I play in.
Oh
that's
man, it's air
air-conditioned.
conditioned.
Yeah,
Oh,
I know. That's what we got. Global warming's working out
We
great
all
for us.
love this.
Oh,
But-
it's like been like fucking hot.
Dude, it's
this
hot
year,
as
man.
balls. I was playing Snooks last night. It was so damn hot. Oh, I was just dripping.
On
Oh, you
what
guys
was
are
it?
sweating when it's fucking 70 degrees, though.
Not me, man.
No, 70 degrees.
I'm
I'm
just
looking
kidding.
for a jacket.
Yeah, I'm froze. stiff.
I'm cold, man.
I'm sweating at 70 degrees.
My wife cracks it down to 71 in the house.
Yeah.
And Jesus, I got 3 blankets on me, and I'm stuffing cats under.
Well, I don't think you're going to really get a lot of sympathy from anyone because I think
Yeah, I
in
know.
St. Louis it could be 100 degrees.
Yeah.
Dallas,
Oh,
Dallas
see,
is
they're not-
105.
they're
I mean,
really
you poor
under it.
bastards up there. We got fires and a lot of crazy shit going on.
And
It
a
was
lot of
our
those-
time in the barrel last September, but there's always someone like a Kilauea in Hawaii. They're
Somebody's
still going.
always got
you
shitty
know,
weather.
that shit's been going on since May.
Hey, fucking Greece is on fire.
Greece is
man,
on
and
fire.
people are having to run and dive in the ocean to
poor
get away
people.
from the fire,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, they like as of this morning, there was 80-something people, but there a lot of people missing. And they were so quick burning. There was one family of 26, they said, extended family. They were caught in the
Goat
garden
pasture?
area. Oh my God! And they were less than 50 feet away from the ocean because they couldn't get
Couldn't get around?
They were overcome with smoke.
Or it
and
could have
fire.
been a cliff, man. You know, you can
No,
only...
no, they saw a picture. I saw a picture. It was like 10 feet down, maybe. You would have jumped, man. That was easy. Hey, Cliff, remember the World Trade Center? When that was on fire?
jumping
So
on
when
it.
there's
Dude,
fire,
man.
when you have your choice between fire or that
An
people
impact.
jump.
Yep.
Well, do I want to burn
I'm
to
sorry
death,
to be.
or do I?
You know what?
Burning
let's
to death would be.
let's put this ugliness behind us.
Would be
it's
like
a shame.
tragic.
It is ugliness. We were talking about the bug hunt, and the guys that were out there today said it wasn't Mike, Captain Mike, the guy that owns the Corks and Curds, and he was out today. Caught plenty of. They caught their limit. He took out a group of people on their own boat, and. He said there weren't as many people as expected. Normally, there's tons of people down here.
Yes.
And a little later on.
I gave a guy a ride today from the place next to the Blackwater Siren boat rental place.
Yeah, the boat rental.
And they sent him home early because they
Just
didn't
wasn't
have
packed?
near the
Damn.
business. They said they were way busier on the weekend, and they were.
I think
today.
the lobsters hid last week, and people were out there looking for them.
Yeah, there
They
ain't
didn't
no
see
lobster
any.
down
He said,
here.
"I'm not fucking coming down."
I think
I'm gonna
people
get-
just
our lobster
went-
mobsters started coming down.
I
But
think-
then they're saying they all pop out. Why the fuck would they pop out lobster mini-season? Oh,
Who
And we're
knows?
going to talk about the semantics of it. Remember the semantics? We were talking about the ordering of what you were observing. It was your observation. Okay, so I'm going to reintroduce what Luke. Okay, I'm looking at Luke. I think I get the same look from my dog when I start talking to my dog. He's like whoop, whoop. Okay,
Hey,
Luke,
he's not saying
Luke,
good
I had
boy
the
next
same
time.
observation.
Short.
Okay, it's called lobster. What's the ordering? Mini lobster season.
Lobster mini season, mini
It's
lobster season. I
Mini
don't
lobster
fucking
season.
know.
Now, if you say mini lobster season, it sounds like that
Well, see,
you're allowed to take small lobster.
What it is, I think it's
It should be
I think
lobster
it's
mini
because
season.
of the Spanish language is
ordering
prevalent,
of it.
and so
Yeah,
it's
the
like instead of the White
It
House,
is
they would call it
lobster-
the Casa de Blanca.
It is
exactly.
lobster
Casablanca.
mini season. Officially, it is lobster mini season, according to MCSO.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and when someone calls it mini lobster season, which is a
Which,
misnomer,
and it happens a lot.
it's a misnomer.
Take the
think,
little ones.
and people say, well, you just take any size lobster you want.
I had a very sweet lady in my cab early this morning, and we were talking about, and she thought it meant mini lobster, that you could go out and catch
Little tiny lobster?
fucking
Yeah,
lobster.
yeah. Hey, you know, it's a shame they didn't have many when you were growing up. Have mini penis season, because then
They're going to collect small penises and
small
replace
penis,
them
any
with
guy
big
with a small
ones.
penis.
Chop them off.
Yep. But yeah, they're out there with their tickle sticks. Tickle sticks. Yeah.
Yep. Let's
That
see
sounds-
here.
Sounds like something you find in the adult store.
Yeah.
Down there,
yeah.
this is my
Here's
tickle
here's
stick. With
Here,
a-
I got a studded tickle
it's
stick.
like a big dildo on the end of it.
Mine's got French ticklers all around it.
Yep. Okay, we got a 53-year-old man with a double tripper. He got busted. We won't list his name, but he's from Naples. He's from out of town. The other blurb is most people, MCSO reported most people were in compliance. They said it's pretty good. One big issue they said is divers need to stay within 50 feet of their vessel and their dive
Or their flag.
Oh, and also,
But
They said
we
they-
had a discussion before.
You gotta
when you
be
put that
300
flag up, some assholes see the flag and say, "Hey, this must be a good spot."
Yeah, they
People
said,
don't know the spot, and they rush over there.
they said
So
the
you-
couple deputies on jet skis were herding people back to boats all day long. So
and also, you're supposed to stay 300 feet offshore, and I heard that they're not.
No closer than 300 feet.
Yeah, no closer than 300. And there's a lot of people that were violating that for whatever reason.
Oh, they go in the
I
fucking
mean, I heard
canals.
Rick Ramsey on the radio today,
They
and
go-
Skip fucking Brady.
Skip Brady.
They go in
Hey,
the
how y'all
canals.
doing?
Hey, Tony. Hey, Jackie. Did you go out for lobster season?
Hell no.
No? Okay. So no one died yet?
No, I haven't heard of any fatalities. So
Okay,
we're doing good.
I only heard of one, but that was
See, my call,
lip
my-
service, and
I'm-
not fucking reality. It's not like I
it
saw
is
him.
morbid, but I did call 4 this year. And
Yeah,
I
we
saw
got another day to go.
another day.
It was a 62-year-old diver, supposedly, and he wasn't diving; he was snorkeling, and he kept trying kind of go deeper, and he went too far down. And by the time he got back up, he done
give on up.
drowned
Sucked
himself.
in some.
You know, this is I was years ago. I was a course director for a I ran instructor courses for instructors to be instructors. I taught instructors how to be instructors for a very prominent dive agency. And one of our biggest complaints with a couple of the other competitive agency is they had this big push for diving is for everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm going, dude, you got the 70-year-old man who can barely make it up the steps who's 100 pounds overweight. He's going to have a heart attack on the boat. You don't want him in the water with you. So, some of that's self-fulfilling prophecy.
Well, one of the guys that came in today, one of the captains came in today, he said he was out and they had a hookah set up. And that's just pumped air, forced air. Hookah? It's not pressurized, so anybody can do it.
No, it's pressurized. You're still breathing pressurized air at depth.
Oh, really? So you got to rise up and
you need to know about Boyle's law and how not to kill yourself. Oh, yeah.
Oh, what's the depth that you have to worry about that?
Well, anything under 30 feet, you don't have to worry about
30 feet,
you don't have to worry about decompression.
Yeah.
But you don't have to worry about nitrogen loading, but you still can kill yourself by barotrauma and pressure-related injuries.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If you shoot on up?
From 30 foot to the surface, the volume of air in your lungs will double. It will rupture your lungs if you hold your breath and make a rapid ascent.
Oh, so yeah, okay. So he used a tank today because he said he didn't want to be attached to squirrely divers down there. And they said one guy was a bit
good
shaky.
Thing for me that my ears won't take going much more than
Can't
10
clear.
feet down.
Yeah.
And when we'll just blow you in your, oh man, it feels like I'm gonna blow out my eardrums. And being a musician, that's
a bad
critical thing, man.
Well, that's a good thing to know. Yeah. What do you?
How's it going?
That's Tony, the Keys mortician. Keys Undertaker? What do we like?
Keys Undertaker's what you
Keys Undertaker? Yeah, it sounds like a wrestler.
Exactly.
You come in here, throw someone off the turnbuckle and come in. Next person that comes in.
Except for, I guess for me, it'd have to be off the casket or the hearse.
Oh, boy, I wouldn't. I didn't want to ruin any.
Yeah, I actually thought about getting because they make a replica
of the Monster Mobile
hearse.
Of the what?
Oh,
Rolls Royce hearse.
Is that the one from
wow.
the? What was that movie with?
No, that's the Jack hearse.
Now my dad.
No. That's the it's something in Maud.
Are you thinking about the Ghostbuster
Melvin,
one?
No,
Okay.
Phantasm.
I don't know about that
Phantasm. And the guy carries the old thin man. He looked like a ghoul.
Right.
He carried a whole coffin by himself with the body in it, and you think the guy's supernatural because he just takes the casket out and you walk around one of those heavy wood caskets. You're done. You're not going to be.
My old man had a
what?
When he was a funeral director and embalmer, he had a 50s, 60s model. I mean, they had several of them, but it was a 500 cubic inch fucking Cadillac hearse, man. He loved that hearse, and all they did was sit around and polish that.
Why did you have to have? Why would you really?
Because people were into muscle cars, man. So you
wanted
wanted
for a hearse, though.
Well,
and if you had a rotten body, you wanted to get point A to point B quick.
So it's because they took a Cadillac that already came with a 500 cubic engine at the time, and they didn't swap it out. Plus, once you add the extra weight of the extended car and a casket in the back, it worked out great. In fact, the majority of hearses nowadays still have the big Cadillac motors in them.
Yeah.
Even though you wouldn't think that they need. But like the ones from the 50s, like what he's talking about, when they extended those out, they actually had to put a double drive shaft system in there, like they did on long wheelbase trucks and stuff like that.
Yeah. How'd that work? What double drive shaft?
It's got a U-joint in the center, kind of like it's a union. So the drive shaft comes out of the transmission going to the union, and then from the union it goes down to the axle.
Okay.
Yep.
With two big pilot bearings, Bill said.
Are they independent?
No, I don't think so.
Not like I learned all my stuff about transmissions from my cousin Vinny, Marissa Tomei.
Yep.
Actually, she was talking more about the rear end,
man.
Limited slip and
stuff. If you can glean information from a comedy, you got the world by the balls. You're just thinking, hey, is that real information?
I'm just Marissa Tomei has always been whacking material for me, man.
Oh, my God. I was going to ask you about that, but she is super
hot, man.
Oh, my God.
I've always been in love with
even
Marissa
older
Tomei,
in the movie The Wrestler. You see the Mickey Rourke? The movie?
I still think she's hot.
She's a stripper.
Man.
No, she was great. She was a stripper in the movie The Wrestler.
Oh, now I got to go fucking look that
see this movie.
up, man.
Oh, well, you see all. No, well, not.
Does she do the Sharon Stone thing where she gives you that shot before she crosses
But I'll tell you,
legs?
Marissa Tomei took care of herself. She really took care of herself.
Oh, I know. I mean,
So what subject were we on?
We were talking about bug hunt. We were talking about we're moving. Unless you have something, we didn't go out of it yet, but we were talking about lobster mini season and how some people call it mini lobster season.
Yep.
And hold on a second. Hey, Bill, could you get a bud for me too? Yep. So, and if
Yeah,
you
I'm bad about saying
the
mini
misnomer,
lobster
if you say
season.
mini lobster season, he said that a sweet old lady thought that is.
miniature lobster.
I saw that on Facebook. Somebody actually posted that ICE should be ashamed of themselves from separating these mini lobsters from their parents.
Oh,
It was hilarious.
I like that one.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Oh no! Well, they're not going to be able to identify them.
I know.
They're going to bring them together.
Yeah.
But I heard one.
Well,
that
they can do DNA.
Captain Mike said there was tons of female female lobsters with the egg bearing, and said right at the full moon,
Right.
they're going to drop. So there's going to be it's probably going to be a really great lobster season.
Good.
So
I know they've already got a bunch of yahoos that were doing illegal stuff. They had people.
oh yeah, they call them pre-season. Before season started, they were not only poaching prior to season, they were poaching undersized lobster.
Yep.
I mean, they were hitting all cylinders on that stuff.
They got
It's
a
fucking
guy
great.
at 11 o'clock Tuesday night, so 1 hour away, pulled up on the vessel, already had their limit, and it was still an hour before you were supposed to start.
All they had to do is fucking wait.
Yep.
I mean,
That must mean they must have been out there since dusk. It probably, and, maybe it was their confusion. Maybe they thought when the sun went down they could start. They didn't have to wait till midnight, because that's how it is if you go bully netting at night. You can't bully net until the sun goes down.
Yeah.
So maybe they just got confused, but either
Thank
way.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, that was...
Tony mentioned that a guy Tuesday night, an hour before midnight, they got a guy come in, and they not only they got their limit, but
It was an hour away from lobster mini season starting, so it was 11 o'clock at night, and they already had their limit in a bag hanging over the side of the boat. So I was like, correct.
you
So-
know what? I'm going to make and it's probably going to
Bill
be
said
incorrect.
that was
It's definitely
still
gonna
technically
it's going to be
possession.
politically incorrect. But that's like going on a date with a girl who is free with her body and her giving it away easy. And you have a plan to go on a date on Friday.
Give it away now.
You got to pay, and she said, "Let it be known. Don't worry, you're going to get lucky and stuff like that." And you showing up at her house on Thursday and I'll just take care of it now then. And then you couldn't wait till Friday.
Exactly.
You couldn't take that. You couldn't take her out to dinner. Show her a good time, and then ask. You got to go and take it, right?
Yep.
And you go, and what are you going to wind up? You got a felony offense against you.
That's what Vikings do.
Well,
They just went around and they took it.
How many Vikings? How many besides the football players and the people that dress up? How many real Vikings do we have anymore?
There's still a few, man.
They're in prison right now. They're still pillaging and raping.
No, man, they're hiding up in the fucking north fucking woods.
They're not getting fucked. If they are, it's a moose. They're fucking a moose or a goat or something like that. And you don't count Ted Kaczynski. Okay? Just because they have long hair and an affinity for. Look at. He could be a Viking.
A bald
Tony,
Viking with no beard.
I didn't say you are. I just pointed. I mean, yeah, no beard. Okay. We're gonna. We got the news story. We got the news story of the week here, and we're gonna let Luke talk about it. Yeah. This great story about the guy's name. He's 19-year-old Saul Azakude.
Thanks, Tony. Appreciate it.
Azakeda?
Glad having you on.
Azakeda, is it?
It's A-R-R-A-Z.
Ara
something.
Ara Zakuda. Okay, we got his name? Well, Luke, let's paraphrase what happened.
Araceda.
And paraphrase it the way
How would you say it, Bill?
Araceda.
ever say.
All right, I'm
19-year-old.
going to call him fucking dude.
Yeah,
Fucking dude. But
Okay.
paraphrase it. Just paraphrase it.
So
Tell the story briefly, let's see.
the Monroe County, or Sheriff's Department here, they arrested a taverner man last week while serving a warrant after he allegedly resisted,
That was a
resisted
fucking warrant, wasn't it?
and threatened deputies' lives. And his first name is Saul. And,
and we established he was a Jewish Colombian guy.
or something like that. So we're just going to say
a Jewish Colombian guy.
So he was charged with battery, Leo, and battery on a law enforcement officer. They call it
All that
battery
fun
Leo
stuff.
for short. And so if you've ever been in trouble, you know all that shit.
But there's a clincher to it. The clincher is really good.
So they arrived at his fucking house for a warrant on petty theft. They had a warrant, and he refused to answer the door. And after they fucking kept on and
Kicked door
shit,
in.
he finally yelled out a bedroom window. He told him that he wouldn't come out and to leave and come back when they had a fucking warrant. That's when they said, "Look, dude, we got a fucking warrant." And then he began to resist. So, they went on his side because they had a fucking warrant. And he began to resist.
It's a good ending, guys.
And so a deputy deployed his stun gun, but the fucking dude ran into his bedroom and shut the door like, like a little girl does.
Okay.
It's like, you got to wash your hair.
All right, okay. The sound effects.
And so they forced open the door and grabbed fucking dude in an attempt to take him to the ground. He resisted, kicking deputies in the balls and screaming and stuff and carrying on like a little girl.
Okay.
And so while they were transporting him to the Key jail, he began threatening and telling him, "Hey, y'all motherfuckers are going to die from gunshots. I am going to do voodoo on you." Do you know what voodoo is, fucking dude?
Okay, let's do that. Okay. Now
You're
let's do
going to
recreation.
die. You all going to die. I
Recreation.
am going to make
We're
sure you
all
all
gonna die.
die.
Hello, do you know what voodoo is? I am going to get a chicken, a fucking goat. I'm going to cut the head off the chicken. I'm going to fuck the goat. I'm going to get a picture of you and some of your hair and toenail clippings. And when I put them in a bowl, I put them under my Santeria candle. When I light the candle, and then I burn your hair and the kid while I'm fucking the goat, I will put a curse on you. Now, I may get goat AIDS, but you will die, at least from laughter when you hear about this.
There you go.
Fucking voodoo. He's going to do a voodoo. Now, if you go to
voodoo,
court,
man.
now if you're going to say that's a terroristic threat, now you have to.
Now you have to
Now, the only
justify
thing that's
voodoo
actually
as a real
that could be a
fucking
brilliant.
thing.
That could be a brilliant defense.
Now you're gonna have to
say?
talk the judge into having some Haitians come in.
Yeah, they're gonna have to come in there and
really
go,
tell
listen.
you, no, that's just bullshit. That ain't.
If
voodoo,
he
man.
said a chicken and a goat, then no, let me do the Haitian one.
If you were
excuse me,
choking
if it was
the
a chicken
chicken
and
on a goat,
You've got one accent,
you'll have
man.
to have what?
You've got one accent.
It's only one, but I can do it. They're gonna, if it's a chicken and
Sounds
I'm
more
going to do
Italian.
Dominican. I'm going to do a thing. If you got a chicken, well, look at a maloica. You got the maloica. Not chicken, goat. You take a duck and a donkey. You tie a bag of shit to the tail of the donkey, and then you do that, and you put the maloik on them with the eye.
You got to get a break in the judge's quarter for the definition of proper voodoo.
Yeah, what's a voodoo? What's a
That'd be
voodoo?
funny as
Your Honor,
The
they
hoodoo
made
with the
terroristic
voodoo?
threats against the officers. And, well, he's threatening to die. Oh, he's going to shoot him. No, he
I can
didn't say
only
he didn't
imagine-
say he was going to shoot him. He said he was going to perform voodoo,
and that they would
and then
die.
they would die
That somebody else
from
would shoot
someone
him.
else shooting him because of the voodoo.
Well, you got one part right there.
Okay,
So if you
well,
look at this
I did
guy's
see that movie
picture in the
Thinner.
paper, he looks fucking like he's fucking high, man.
Yeah, he does.
I mean, that's a meth grin if I
High.
ever saw one.
I
How
think
high
he
are
probably
you?
meant to say doo-doo. He goes, I'm going to throw doo-doo at
Oh,
you.
and you got to remember, he's only 19. And,
Yeah.
and you look at his picture, man, he's got a little more miles than 19, man.
Oh, that's a rough life. man.
Because
When
meth
you-
is hard, man.
You got a voodoo. If you got a, hey, listen. If you perform voodoo, then other people perform voodoo on you. Do
Yeah, he's not looking like he's done much voodoo. He's
no,
looking like he's
you
done a
take it to
whole
the little
shit ton
dolls
of
and
meth.
you get
Sounds like he heard his grandma
the voodoo
talk
doll.
about
You
it.
put the you make the you get the you make the voodoo doll. I saw this in the movie. You get a voodoo doll. You dress it up in their clothing. You make clothing for the doll out of straw or grass, I guess. And then you take a part of their hair and their toenail clippings. You put it inside the doll. You do some prayer to whatever voodoo prince or princess there is.
Mr. Boney.
Yep, it is. And they'll go. And that's the only way to do it. And then, obviously,
You have
you'd
to back
have
up
to
to
take
catch
the
this
same
level of
number
ugliness.
of bullets. Same number of bullets and put
There
them
you go.
inside the voodoo doll when you perform it. So we were...
So what's this? We have an advisory board talking about pickleball.
What?
I don't want to
Yeah.
talk about pickleball. No.
Advisory board
The hell's
talks about
pickleball?
pickleball.
I don't want to talk about
So
pickleball.
they're
is
getting
pickleball?
fucking- well, evidently in Monroe County Park
It's just
and
making us sound
Recreation.
more fucking boring.
What is
We're not
pickleball?
pickleball. Pickleball, unless it's someone shoving a pickle up someone's ass.
I don't even know what pickleball
Pickleball.
is.
Pickleball is that pimple ball we called it up north. You remember pimple
Oh,
balls?
wiffle ball.
No, pimple ball.
Wiffle
It was
ball.
inflated. No,
Oh,
wiffle
so
ball.
according to
Pickleball
this,
has the bumps on the outside. It's a rubber ball with the bumps on the outside, and that's why it looks
It's
like
like
a pickle.
it's
Looks
like
like a pickle.
pussy baseball.
Yeah, but they
Okay.
used to call it halfy.
so what they're
Halfy,
going to
never
do
know.
is repaint the fucking basketball courts with pickleball lines, so that
Well,
you
good
can
for them.
play pickleball at the fucking community park here in Key Largo.
Well, I
And
mean,
the voted site is undetermined. But
The only thing that gets played at
it
the
is determined.
the only thing that gets played at the community park in Key Largo is "Where's my dope bag?"
no, not at Key Largo.
Where's my dope bag?
That's not. Are you serious?
Yes.
What?
The only thing that gets played at Key Largo is "Where's my bag of crack?" at the park.
Key Largo Park.
Yes. Right next to Hibiscus Park, right?
Well,
No, oh no. We're taking the one in Port Largo.
Oh no, I'm thinking the one. I'm
you're-
thinking the one
yeah,
right
there's no
next.
basketball courts. There's no
Okay.
basketball courts
I'm-
there.
I'm thinking the
the
right-
basketball courts are down at
No, I'm thinking the one
Key
between.
Largo Park.
I'm thinking the one between
behind
Arby's
Divers
and.
Direct.
No, I'm thinking the.
Friendship Park.
Yeah.
Friendship
Yeah.
Park. Friendship Park looks like a park you see in a Stephen King's thing, and a fucking clown lives in the woods behind there, and he's ready to.
There's a bunch of clowns that live in the woods back there.
Yeah, and they
I play with my
they're gonna come
pickle
out
and my balls all the time.
Yeah, and they're gonna, no, they want to play pickleball with you.
Oh, I mean, that's more interested even than the dude threatening the cops with voodoo, man.
No
you ought to hear
way,
about this
pickleball-
whole pickleball thing, man.
Wow, he's
They
so
wanted
excited about
no,
pickleball.
man. Seriously,
Yeah,
they
pickleball,
wanted
man.
to have a court for summer and winter, but see, you can't use tape in the,
We're
in the
not-
summer
okay.
because the tape melts.
I'd rather talk about this car thing with you.
All
Luke.
right.
Luke's a cab driver. We were talking about the car thing. You're going to talk with the newer cars now. They have the safety sensing devices, and Luke started driving. What was the latest model car you've drove recently?
Well,
before this
normally I drive pre 2000 POSs.
Yeah. Okay. Piece of shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
POS,
Recently,
piece of shit.
the vehicle for
So
the taxi
one
company.
of the
taxi.
one of the cabs got totaled, so they rented a car, a brand new fucking Toyota Corolla, and it does all this shit, man. It's like, man, I wish they had this shit when I was a kid. I could just turn loose steering wheel, roll a joint, no problem, man. It keeps.
That's all you need
If
to
you
be a little
drift
more distracted.
outside of the lane, it shoves you back.
yeah.
in.
If you don't.
And if somebody pulls out in front of you,
Yeah.
it fucking slams on the brakes, man. And if you
We were
got-
actually talking about this earlier, and my boss has my wife's boss actually has one, and he asked me to drive it up to Lauderdale for him so he could swap cars with me. Dude, I'm going up there. I was trying to pass the guy. They would not let me come out of my lane every time that I pulled the wheel. I had to
Yeah, you
turn
gotta
my
turn your
blink.
turn
I had
signal.
to turn my turn signal on before I could pull out.
No, but to think about all
dumping me back
all
in.
these new self-driving ones, now all these things with the driver's assist, all the perverts that want to beat off when they're next to a school bus can go and do it because they can take their hands off the wheel and drop their pants, and they could just go, drive down the road and go fucking.
So
jerk in the
I was
gherkin.
going to say this is embarrassing, but I don't know if I want to use that word now that he was just talking about.
Okay,
people
no, okay,
beating
let's
off
hear
the
it, let's hear
buses.
it.
But so speaking of these cars that are smarter than we are, I pulled into Winn-Dixie yesterday, and at the far right where the woods are, the little parking things are not there, so you can actually drive off the asphalt just a little bit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that asphalt's slick as shit as it is, so it was wet. So front tire went off just a little bit. I was like, son of a bitch. So I put it in reverse, and I hit the gas, and when the tires started to slip, it reduced the RPMs of the engine. So I'm sitting there stuck, and I can't get off of a 2-inch ledge because every time the tire starts to slip, it turns on the anti-traction control.
It's a Marissa Tomei thing.
So
once again, my cousin Vinny, when the wheels are on two different surfaces, the one is independent of the other.
I had to try to figure out where the damn button was to turn off the anti-traction control.
Yeah. Oh, it's a button in the middle.
No, not on my car. So
you
my
could
car
turn
looks
it
like
on
a
to pause the
spaceship
track?
fucking side.
Yeah.
Yes. So I had to finally hit this button, and when I did, I put...
You hit the ejector seat.
No, that would have been funny.
Ejaculation seat.
I'm sorry. That would have been funner.
I hit the button, and the tires just start spinning and making noise, and I was like, I don't give a fuck. So, got right over.
So you're burning rubber in the Winn-Dixie parking lot.
In the Winn-Dixie parking lot, in my Mercedes, looking like an idiot. So, yes.
It happens to everyone.
I know, and I'm just screaming and yelling, "Stupid, dumbass, smart car!" And
fucking German engineering, man.
Yeah. I love that car, but I hate that anti-traction control. I was telling my wife how dangerous that could be. We don't have it down here because it doesn't snow. But could you imagine being up north and you're trying to pull out in traffic and your tires start spinning on the ice and it decelerates it if you were already in traffic? I mean, anybody that's drove on mud or ice knows that you just got to ride that shit through.
You haven't lived until you've driven on ice and spun out up north, man.
No, there's that whole coming down the big incline and realizing it's all ice, and you're just like,
you're fucking going down. It's like you're in a
I'm
fucking
just going to
bobsled.
lay on the horn and pray that nobody's coming.
And
I did it in Manayunk.
Anti-lock brakes don't work on ice.
Nothing works on ice.
The old ones did. Old brakes were great because if you could feather them, and I was good. Philadelphia's a perfect place for it because, first of all, we don't get a lot of snow. We don't got a lot of things, but you always get a shitload of ice on it. And then you'd learn to feather the brakes, and you just go, pum, pum, pum. And whenever you start going, if you didn't have anything you had to stop in front of, you could keep your car straight. Yeah. If you know how to feather it, you'd be going, bop, bop, and it keeps on bringing the tail straight.
Or, mostly sideways.
Well, it kept it straight every time I hit it. It was great. When you feather the brakes on
I managed to slide through a fucking stop sign in Minnesota.
Yeah,
pulling a trailer behind the van, and we hit the top of the hill doing no more than 3 miles an hour. Going as slow as we could. We crested the hill and start going down, and so that's what I'm doing. I'm just you can't touch the brakes.
Yeah, that
van's I touched them, we just
but that trailer
sliding.
just pushing your ass.
So my first thing was I'm looking for the deepest snow I can find to get.
Yeah.
So I finally got my tires off the side of the road, but it was nothing but solid ice. So we're coming up to a four-way. It was a stop sign on my side. The other side didn't have to stop. Luckily, it was like 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, and there was no other traffic because there was no way I was going to stop unless I was to jackknife and flip the van and do all kinds of shit. So that's when I decided, fuck it, I'm just going to stay in the Keys, man.
I'm just fucking seriously amazed that every week there isn't cars in fucking canals down here. The way you see people driving.
Oh, I know.
I can see them launching them in the canals, into the Gulf of Mexico, or the Florida Bay, to be more exact, into the Atlantic. Just going.
Actually, if you drive down US 1, there's a lot of places where you can see where people have done that.
Yeah. There's a couple of spots up on the stretch. You remember that not long ago, that guy wrecked.
The one that caught fire and he...
Well, no, this guy, he wrecked into the stretch, so people were trying to get him out of the car.
And they had to stun him, right?
Yes, the cops showed up, and he pulled out a gun and resisted arrest, and they had to stun the guy that flew off into the water.
Yeah.
He obviously had something going on, but he fired
wanted to do the suicide.
If you're firing a stun gun in the water, and you're in the water too.
No, he had an actual weapon.
Yeah. No, but if you fire... Come on, if you fire the taser at someone,
right,
and you're in the water, and that guy's in the water, you get a shock that
No, he's an insulator, man. It's all going into him. But
it's all going into him. It's not going into water.
Dissipated.
Salt water.
I mean, unless you're using something like 40 kV, drawing some fucking power, you're not going to get hit.
You ever get tapped by one of those suckers? The handheld ones. The handheld ones. Oh. I got it.
The old handheld ones,
you could use on your nutsack while during
you can
sex.
resist it a little.
You can pretty much walk through.
If you know, I have a tens unit.
Yeah.
And when I have it on too high, It kind of feels like
Yeah.
the old taser.
The-
and I didn't find it from a.
You
it
know,
wasn't
you
a
strap
girl.
it on his ball sack.
No.
You know he
Yes, he
does.
did.
It's a girl I dated. I said, "What the hell does that feel like?" And we were drinking one night, and she takes it out of the blue. I said, "I wonder what it feels like." And I'm fucking holding the beer in my hand, and she did it. And I fucking threw the beer, and it broke on the ceiling and rained the glass coming down.
There you go.
And she fucking started yelling at me. And going, "Are you fucking kidding me? You hit me
You
with
just
a
fucking tased
Yeah,
me."
You just tased me."
Now what you have to do is one of you use the negative thing and one of you use the positive thing, and then you fucking go to fuck.
That's
and
what
it's like,
No, but
yeah,
that's a
yeah,
10
man.
unit. When you turn it way up, if you're not ready,
Yeah.
that's what it feels like. The old
No,
taser.
now the old ones you could move through, but the
Yeah.
new ones they've got, oh hell no!
They'll
You're-
lock you up, right?
You're flopping like fish. It don't matter who you
You
are.
shit yourself?
Probably.
Oh man, that's something. That's always something. When I was
Unless you're on meth.
years ago, when I was
they
in college,
probably knock you down on meth too.
my
man.
roommate got High Times magazine,
There you go.
and that was always our level of how something. I was in ROTC, and I would go in, and he's reading High Times magazines. And what's the deal? He goes, "Look at this, man. This is Hindu Kush or something like that." He's showing me, "Oh, Northern Lights. This is really good shit. You smoke this, and you'll shit yourself." And I go,
And that's not a good thing.
why is that a good thing? But that was always the level of how good something was, to shit yourself. And
you
I
go.
guess that's also a level of how much assisted living you need. Or wearing
Have you
a
noticed
diaper.
how much Holly's starting to look like a zombie?
Holy
No.
shit, you said that about her?
Yeah, man. You gotta look at her
Nope.
eyes, man.
Uh-uh.
She has like Frankenstein fucking
I'm not saying
eyes and
anything
circles
less
and
than
stuff.
complimentary about my lovely friend Holly.
Oh, God.
Well, she walked out of fucking range, man. I was trying to pick on her, and she walked away
There
too
you go.
quick. But
I don't know if that's exactly
But
what
she
it
does
tell-
look kinda like
tell
a
a young
zombie.
woman if she wants to, she looks like a zombie. What do we got here?
look, she's
Got about
holding her
10 minutes
hands
left. 10
behind her
minutes
back, and you can tell she's got brains on her mind.
Yeah.
Brains.
Well,
brains.
you know,
look at her class.
I mean, I think the person who would be the expert on zombies would be the Keys mortician and Keys Undertaker.
Why did I not see that coming?
No, we wanted to have a discussion about it. We had a, I don't know, I did. And my thing, I always had a problem with skeletons.
Right? Too many in your closet?
Nope. I never was really afraid of them when they showed them in the movies because I understood enough about human anatomy that you need to have tendon and muscle to be able to move the bone.
Correct.
So I know an animated skeleton, without that, why would that necessarily be a dangerous thing? Why would it be necessarily stronger? And if it's just a spiritual force, why would it need a skeleton at all? Why would you need to have it? You need to show who you are and stuff like that. It's scary. If I saw a skeleton come up running out of me, I'd be like, oh, this is going to be the easiest fight in the world. I mean, yeah, it's going to be hard to knock out, something like that, but they're definitely not going to come up with you force. They're not going to be able to punch you. Let's say if a skeleton came up to me, I let the skeleton, it would hurt, maybe. I know you saw. You're coming with me. Oh, she's a healthy woman. She is a very healthy woman. Yeah, in a good way.
Oh, fuck
It's
no,
a good
man.
one.
She would whoop any glow lady's ass.
But the zombie
man.
thing, we always, they never fully explain how could they be animated and still, they're smelling, they're seeing, they're eating, but they're dead. So what's moving them?
It's called a fantasy.
And why would you have any? If your arm, what's moving your arm if your whole thing's rotted through?
Well, first of all, the good thing is if there was a zombie outbreak, that wouldn't happen in the Keys. There's no brains down here. So
they're already down. We have experience with zombies.
Yep. But
Because some of the people live here.
if you look at most of the zombie movies,
Yeah.
it's a virus
Yeah.
that's in the body. So think about a body like you normally would. Once the brain shuts down, all the microorganisms in the body are what makes that rot because they're still living inside there.
Yeah.
So if there was a virus that was continuing to live, that was making the body continue to go through its functions,
Perambulate. It's able to perambulate.
correct.
How
So
can it communicate with each other, though? How can you make them balance? Remember how hard
Like
it is?
ants
you know how
do,
hard it is
man.
to get a robot to balance? To just the art of balancing is one of the higher functions in mammals. Being able to walk upright.
So how high do you have to be
know
to
that?
function on an upright
Yeah,
level?
you should. So with all that thing, they should be falling over all the time.
Yes and no.
Shuffling should
Again,
not be an option.
In most of the zombie movies,
Or taking
it's
steps.
a virus that reactivates the brain and only keeps the primal section of it alive, which would be kill, eat, things like that.
I think putting a log in front of it should be able to stop it sufficiently.
Which is, again, why a lot of them
And shouldn't be able to get up.
shoot them in the head or take their head off.
Yeah, I know.
so it
Shoot him in the
stops
head.
it.
Oh, well, there was a bit in Kids in the Hall where they did a. You know how they used to. You ever see Kids in the Hall?
No.
It was a Canadian comedy thing. You never saw it? Oh fuck yeah!
You're alone
see
on
what
this
they, David. These guys you see. No, that was Second City. Second City, but this was a Canadian thing. Well, what they did is they did a kind of a take on the Night of the Living Dead, and the zombies be moving. It was a dun dun dun, and it's just stepping one step, one step, one step, and then every so often they put a lamp in front of it, and the zombie would stop, and then the zombie's hands would just lightly knock it over, and then they shut a screen door in front of it, and it would stop, and then would kind of bump into it, and then finally the guy who was dressed as a woman took his shoe off and just kind of lame ass threw it at its head, and it just kind of tapped its head and it fell on the ground. And they go, "We're safe for now, but for how long?" It's like they try to, and in order to make it really more dangerous, they make them faster, like in World War Z and stuff like that.
Yeah,
it's like
no man, and then they started making goddamn drama
that's why
shows.
like 28 days later.
Fuck,
28
man.
days later was your activated your anger section and your ravenous section.
There you go.
They're saying, right?
Whatever.
Your adrenal glands affected and stuff like that. So you're running
Cool.
full tilt.
it's a good thing that we live here because zombies can't swim, so we're safe. We're on an
No, they
island.
walk. In World War Z, they walk.
Through
They
the water?
walk.
They
Well,
walk.
they don't have to breathe. No, they don't have to. No, they. What I meant is they don't need to breathe anymore.
been
They're
walk-
dead.
Right.
So they go in the water and they just walk.
I've been wanting to blow that damn bridge
In World
up for
War
a
Z,
long
that's
time.
what they did. They were coming out in the book. If you ever read the book, the book was written by
Right.
Mel Brooks' son. Believe it or not. Did you know that?
No, I did not.
Mel Brooks'
Really?
son wrote. Yeah,
I would have expected a hell of a lot more satire.
Okay, if you ever get the chance,
It's good to be the king.
The movie, I know, but the movie sucked. The book was great. It was written as like an after action report
Right.
by someone, and they were telling stories of how different people survived. The book is great. I know you would like it. And they said they didn't know when they're doing this fighting how certain people survived, and they didn't realize that they could just walk on the bottom and just come out, and they weren't affected by pressure or anything like that. And they were just becoming out of the fucking ocean.
Again, in some of the zombie movies, they touch on that too. Zombies are afraid of water, but once they figure out that it doesn't hurt them, then that's how they got into some of those island cities and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Fine, we're going to walk
I
to
mean,
the
is there a
Bahamas,
psychological thing about that? I mean, mummies, like the mummy, the old mummy in the old mummy movie. I think he was a little strong, but he was slow as shit. He still was slow as shit. Wrapped up. You see him, he's kind of ghouly and stuff. You really couldn't sneak around.
Can
Right.
of WD-40 and later.
Yeah. And then the old vampire, he was slightly stronger, and he'd stare at you with those eyes. And now they make him like superhuman. Some of them fly now.
Yeah.
So,
If you watch that new one, The Strain, they instead of biting you, they have stingers that come out of their mouth.
oh, the strain, is it good?
Yeah, it's pretty interesting.
I like you know what? I like to suspend disbelief sometimes. I like the superhero.
It's like they took zombies and vampires and put them together.
There you go.
Because the low-level
Is it,
vampires are pretty much just zombies.
Yeah.
They can't eat or they can't do anything on their own. They can't think for themselves.
Yeah.
But the higher-level ones actually have more thought, and then when they get up to a certain level, they can actually pose as humans. So
There you go.
Oh man. When I was in my 20s, I took a girl on a date up to this place called New Hope, Pennsylvania, and we went to an occult store. And she's looking around at fucking rocks or stones and candles and shit like that. And I'm just staring there, and this lady looks at me with these eyes, and she goes, don't let anybody know your secrets or dreams, because their evil intentions will thwart your goals. She said it like
whatever.
this. I'm going like this. And I said, oh, my God, if I was going to have sex that night, she just thwarted my goal because the erection I thought I was going to have just went away when
Yep.
Luma was looking at me. I go like this. And luckily,
I don't think this woman listens to the show, but Loretta, she was kind of thwarting my goals anyway because I wasn't really interested in this one here. She was the one I told the story about that was
You
trying
ever
to...
watch Luke try to fold a newspaper?
Oh, fucking...
This is comedy gold, man.
Oh, Luke's trying to fold a newspaper? It's it's like watching a
just
monkey try to use a
entertainment.
telescope. Right?
This is true entertainment.
No. Oh, no. What's going on?
It's called watching two monkeys trying to fuck a football.
You're going to need a bigger football there,
You're
buddy.
going to need a bigger football, yeah. He's doing it. You know what? He is a higher mammal, and he's succeeding. It's so cute when he pretends to know how to read. Here.
So
Watch out, your beers aren't right on here.
Speaking of zombies and vampires, it's interesting in the movies how they keep changing it just a little bit. Did you ever see that movie Warm Bodies?
Yes. With the yes, I know the kid from About a Boy was in it.
Yeah,
you ever seen
Jack
that movie
and the
About a Boy? And he was
Beanstalk
also
and a
in
couple
the
of other things, yeah.
X-Men movie.
From the X-Men movie.
Yeah, that was a great. That was a good movie.
Yep,
John Malkovich was in it.
It was from the zombies' point of view instead of the
Actually,
people.
I've seen that movie.
The Warm Bodies.
No, being John Malkovich.
Okay, yeah. Well, John Malkovich was
great movie.
this cold-hearted but brilliant human leader that's protecting. I mean,
We
obviously
need to
very
give
efficient.
a little round of
You got
applause
it.
for Luke.
If anybody could be a commanding presence, that's why John Malkovich is a great actor. You could just when he goes, like
just
that.
talking
No,
about
but or being in Warm Bodies, or whenever he gets angry and he's talking, you just see he's just so forceful and forthright with his, he's powerful, and he's not. He's not Dwayne Johnson. He's not that. But when John Malkovich says something, he gives
He
it
says
with
it.
a force of will,
Yep.
not with the muscle thing. You know, you can have a big fucking guy, but John Malkovich, he could probably scare the shit out of you just using his force of will, I think. But you were talking about Warm Bodies.
Oh, no, I was just agreeing with you on that. But, yeah.
Warm Bodies was great because the kid, you started getting. You see in the beginning, it was just his animal instincts, and then he started getting all the zombies started going back, and that's actually from Dawn of the Dead.
Well, the cool part
Yes.
about it for me is
Dawn-
that it was from a different point of view. All the zombie movies are from the living people's point of view. This one was from the zombies' point of view.
Yeah, and they were at the
Going
airport.
through his-
He was
yep.
at the airport going to the stores because people they were doing the repetitive thing, and during it, a girl gets separated from a scavenger group of humans that's going to get supplies, and she gets separated. And this guy started coming out of.
You got to keep them separated.
He's coming. Yeah. Yep. Okay, I get it. And he starts coming out of his torpor, I think I'd call it.
Torquerizing?
I mean, he starts. I had to say he starts elevating. He starts accessing his higher brain functions.
Right. He didn't want to kill her. He kidnaps her and puts him in this plane that he's living in.
He's living in. He's
Keeping
set up with
her,
his own stuff,
Yep.
and he's not fully.
So you
human
wanted
yet.
to eat her without eating her?
No,
Pretty much.
He did want to, but his.
He ate her
empathetic-
boyfriend.
The empathetic. No, but the empathetic.
That's the way to
part-
get rid of the
But
competition.
the boyfriend was kind of a dick.
Yeah, he was.
It was more of a dick, which kind of.
I love the part when he's eating the boyfriend's brains that he kept for later, and he sees the memory of himself eating the boyfriend.
Oh,
that
yeah.
was awesome.
Which doesn't work that way.
What movie
with that.
was
I
this?
mean, there's no way in hell that any part other thing that your taste buds or digestive system is able to take. I mean, but obviously zombies isn't a thing either.
No,
so.
man, I remember some of the best pussy I ever ate, man. I still remember that taste just like it was licked yesterday.
Leave it to you, buddy. Leave it to you. That is brilliant. You paint with a perverted brush, and I say, thank you. No, I do. You don't know when I'm complimenting you sometime. That was a compliment.
Oh, well, thanks, man.
You're welcome.
But I was being honest, man.
No, I think it's brilliant. Luke, that was a brilliant thing. So this guy comes through. He keeps on going. They're not going to. they never review this movie. I was telling Luke and Bill the other week.
Even Mystery
90%,
Science 3000 or 2000?
No, that was out when that was done when that
No,
started.
they're still going now, man.
They are?
Yeah. It's called. That's why they changed it to Mystery Science 3000. Remember when it used to be 2000?
No, I think it was always Mystery Science Theater 3000.
No, they just changed it to 3000
In the 90s, you know? Okay.
Or in the 2000s, man. When 2000 hit, they changed it.
Well, in this movie, though, he kept on getting, and then there was 2 levels of zombies, right? The ones that got turned into skeletons.
Well, there was when they stopped eating people, then they became whatever they called them, and those people were like just walking black skeletons that were completely mindless and killed everything.
Oh, killed zombies, and then and the zombies, and then you know what? We don't need a spoiler because we're not a movie thing. You got to see the movie.
Yeah,
and it's a romantic comedy.
Yep,
it's a romantic comedy. That's a zombie movie.
About
way
eating
better
your
than
partner,
Pride
man.
and Prejudice.
There's nothing
and zombies.
more romantic
Was
than
that
eating
the one?
your partner.
I think so. Yeah.
I know. It was kind of like Jane Austenization of horror movies.
Yeah, another
like Abraham Lincoln, Vampire Hunter.
That was actually pretty funny.
You thought that was funny?
Yeah.
I love alternate stuff.
How
I love them. The parodying one of our most brilliant presidents.
How campy is it? I mean, is
like that.
Is it like super campy?
Well, it told Abraham Lincoln's battle with the South from a different point of view.
Okay.
That instead of the Southerners being Southerners, they were vampires.
Well, the biggest.
Well,
of the
you go down to New Orleans, and there's some people that think that shit.
Yep. And so there was another vampire that was trying to fight against the vampires that befriends Abraham Lincoln and then makes him a vampire hunter. And they battle, and then that's supposedly why they explain why the North
actually
took
do a lot
all the silver out of everybody's.
I think Swift, one of his buddies, I forget the guy's name, Jake or a good friend of Abraham Lincoln, who was his friend in Illinois.
Right.
What I want to know is
Have you ever read the book Team of Rivals?
No, I haven't.
It's by Doris Kearse Goodwin. She's the premier historical biographer of like American like presidents, like
Right.
Eisenhower. I don't know if she did Eisenhower. Definitely Abraham Lincoln, Kennedy, and all that stuff. But
I mean,
brilliant.
they-
But they brought
they-
in real stuff into that, and they
they-
turned it. But this is where people screw up with their.
But
Well, the mo-
back to the original question: is it super campy? Does it have puns that you've grown at?
Yes.
Say that question
Is
again?
it super campy? Does it have puns that you've grown at?
Yeah, probably.
There we go. Okay.
Yeah.
Now
I
I'm
mean,
willing
when
to watch it.
Mary Lincoln breaks out her fine silver in
Yep.
order to battle, right? Because silver
Yep.
hurts.
There
her.
you go.
Well, the funny thing was too is they did try to like explain some stuff that really happened in life through this, like when the South was making a giant comeback and then all of a sudden, was suppressed. So,
Yeah, they were making we're big encroachment into the north.
Correct.
Gettysburg.
Yeah, so
Gettysburg,
they
and then all of a
explained
sudden they
that's
figured it out because their soldiers, some of their
all the
Confederate-
soldiers were vampires.
not all of them,
Well,
a
majority.
couple of them.
So, they added more, and that's how they got further up.
Yeah.
And then about like when Abraham Lincoln's son died from this mysterious, disease,
Right,
it was actually a
vampire.
vampire that killed him. Okay. And so that was kind of cool. And then right when they were supposed to turn Abe, I won't say that because that'll ruin the movie for anybody that hasn't seen it. So,
I don't think you ruined the movie.
So
There's really no.
the night that Abe was supposed to be turned, he said, "Yeah, after the movie." So he goes to watch the play and gets assassinated.
if you don't see, I don't worry about it. In the
Yeah.
Usual Suspects,
Oh yeah,
Kevin Spacey is Kaiser Soze.
yeah.
If you didn't see it, fuck you. You're an idiot.
Yeah, well, that
if you're listening
Abraham
to the show,
Lincoln the
if you're
Vampire
old-
was definitely interesting.
If you're old
No,
enough,
if it's
if you're
campy
old
and
enough
fun,
to
I
listen
might
to,
watch
if
it.
you're old enough to listen to the show, and you haven't seen The Usual Suspects, but if you haven't seen, I don't know, you could go through life without seeing Abraham Lincoln.
Well, another
Vampire.
weird movie that got bad reviews because it had horrible actors. It's a vampire movie. Did you ever watch Dracula 2000?
No.
Yeah, I did see that one. The one from
No.
the girl from she was one of the lawyers from Law and Order.
Maybe.
Yeah, they bring back Dracula, and there a bunch of med students are messing around with him.
No, I'm thinking the last Dracula movie I
That
saw
isn't
was
it?
probably
Where they have them
Blackula.
in like a lab, and they start to reanimate them.
I don't know. I don't think that's all that I remember from this movie. The storyline, the acting was horrible. The actors were horrible.
Yeah.
but it explained where Dracula came from, why he didn't like silver, why he didn't like sunlight.
Where did he come from?
He was Judas.
What?
He was Judas.
Judas Iscariot.
Oh, okay.
So
I
that's
think
how
the
the
last
movie.
actual-
Oh, but
vamp-
wasn't he a blonde guy in the movie?
Does it matter?
No.
Well, no, but Judas was. Come on, man. They were Semites.
They had peroxide back then. They could fix
Well,
that
the
shit.
silver was
They did
because
blonde,
he
they dyed
traded.
hair blonde back.
Yeah.
And,
Could've.
Yeah. The silver
Yeah,
was
they
because he
could've.
traded.
Women
Women
could have
did.
irradiated himself.
I'm sure the women did.
I didn't
Women
think
been doing
dying
that
became
shit.
a thing.
No, the women been doing that
Cleopatra?
shit for millions of years.
Mil-
No,
what?
I
How
thi-
long?
I think,
Millions
I
of
think the
years?
last vampire
Wait,
movie.
humans haven't been around for millions of years.
Last vampire movie I probably watched was Dead and Loving It.
Oh, was that's what's his Nielsen?
No,
No,
before
oh.
Nielsen. That was damn. I can't even remember the
Okay.
guy. It was funny as hell. And that and Blackula.
The best vampire movie I saw
Blackula.
was. Well, that's a good one. That's campy. That's fucking campy.
That is
was
super
the one
campy.
the one with Willem Dafoe? The what? The one where the
Oh, Twilight.
oh,
Oh,
no,
no,
not
no,
Twilight.
no,
Twilight.
no, that's
Interview
the,
with a Vampire. Interview with a Vampire.
Yeah.
No. You don't understand. You don't understand. Let me explain this. Vampires aren't in Anne Rice novels. Aren't gay or straight. They're beyond that. They don't have sex.
They're pretty gay.
No, it's gay, but
They're
they're
pretty
not.
gay.
They don't have sex. They
It's
don't.
okay. They're still gay.
That one.
Why be anti?
I'm
I
not
think
being
that's it.
anti-gay.
I think it's the one. Okay, now he does look like it's.
I'm not being anti-gay. I'm just pointing out that in that movie they are gay as shit.
No, they're from the anybody. Are
There
gonna
you
be there?
go.
Yes, 6:30. So,
We got to probably wind down because we're about 10 minutes over.
Oh,
right
man, we
now.
really are, and we were talking about. Hey, you know what? To my gay friends, I like to listen to the show.
What happened to
I
the
don't
bugs,
see
man?
gayness as being it. And I'm saying you're not being negative, but being flamboyant and friendly, drinking something doesn't make you gay. What?
I have no problem
Gay,
with that.
for when I hear gay now, I think a happy, and I know you identify as that, but whether who you sleep with or something like that doesn't really.
No, Tom Cruise had the big neon sign on top of his head that says, "I am flaming homosexual."
Well, that's why he's a Scientologist. He's
Yes,
closeted.
probably.
Well,
He's
I
closeted.
don't know about
They're
any of
picking
that,
women. They're picking women to keep him in there so he can still earn
Like-
money.
like
Because
they pick
obviously,
boogers?
obviously, how many gay action heroes are there?
Probably a lot.
All of them.
No, but
man.
how many
Really,
outed
Batman
gay
and
men?
Robin? Are you kidding me?
No. How many?
I mean, Batman and Robin.
How many
The Boy
out of
Wonder.
the closet?
Come on,
West.
How
Boy
many-
Wonder.
How many out of the closet?
Yeah, probably none.
None currently.
But dude,
now someday,
here
no,
comes
no,
Sean
no.
giving us stuff. What you got
Sean's
there,
bringing
bud?
us
Give it
some
to him.
special shit.
What is it?
Oh,
Okay,
this
I'll do
is,
that.
Okay.
No,
You
this is
wanna try
Wednesday.
it?
Yesterday
No,
was
no, no.
taco.
I had enough.
Yesterday was not only National
done.
Tequila Day, but it was
Ooh,
Taco Tuesday.
jalapeno, pecker, and flays tequila. So here we go on a count of three. Three.
No pecker, man. The only pecker that goes in your mouth is whatever other guy sticks in it.
Actually, that's not too bad.
Damn.
I
That's
kind
got
of like
some
that.
bite to it.
No, that's
Yeah,
You know
I
who
like-
makes
I
that?
kinda
Sean
like
Dickens
that,
makes
man.
that jalapeno.
He made a
infused
jalapeno-infused tequila.
He makes it. Hey, jalapeno. Good. Oh, was that Hey,
Sean invents some really
that
killer
yours?
drinks, man.
That's Sean's made one.
Yeah,
That's good.
man.
That's pretty damn
Yeah,
good.
and-
I like
no,
that.
So
we
really-
we have a premium one here. I won't say its name because they don't pay us, but that one is better. The one that Sean makes because it's made with real. I mean, I'm
It's
sure they
real
make it real,
made with
but
real
it doesn't.
jalapenos.
Okay.
He probably had started that a couple weeks ago.
Hey, listen. In about a half hour, I'm going to be up. I don't know if we're going to be able to live stream, but I'm
I
definitely
think
going to
that
record.
somebody, one of y'all motherfuckers are going to have to give me a ride because my
I'll
old
take
lady
it.
done split. So
Yeah.
Okay, then we'll just go up there.
We can
you
make
and
that
I.
work.
that'd be
And she'll
cute.
take care. And she'll take care of T-Bone, right?
Yeah, well, she'll probably
Okay, I'll
bring him
take- I'll
up
take him
or
with me.
something. but
Let me. I can probably swing that because I can still go home and cook after
swing,
that.
swing.
Okay, cool.
So we'll
Okay,
go,
let's wrap this up. This is Jim the Keys bartender. Thank you. Listen, I'd like to thank Luke and Bill, and I'm
And
going
our
to
friend
let
Tony.
Bill say thank you, Luke. I want to let Tony The Keys Undertaker. I'm sorry that we didn't. Our friend Jay wasn't able to get on here right now.
Oh, I walked away because I didn't want to keep you guys going. I know you got to close.
We
We'll get there
we want to go
eventually.
and heckle some people at the boat ramp at Caribbean Club.
Yes, we're going to go do the Eternal Comedy Show watching
luckily,
people
there's
that
not-
only work.
You know what? We're under 100. This
Oh, every
91st
day of their
episode.
life.
Next year, when we're at the episode 200, I don't think we'll have the opportunity to do that.
Sure,
because
we'll put a banner up and shit.
no, I mean people
No, we're
know
gonna
about
do-
it.
no, we're doing
people
a-
know about it, and they'll know we're doing it. It's like
No, we're
So,
doing a
have
200th
to send
episode
some-
naked, man. We're going to have a naked
I like
200th
that.
episode. Naked.
Come episode 200,
One of
we're going to
us-
hold you to
one
that.
of us will be naked.
No, I
No,
think all of us got to
everybody.
be naked, man.
One of us
Everybody.
Except
will
for
look-
hats and
one of us
flip-flops.
will look amazingly better than the rest of them.
Yes,
Hats,
you will.
flip flops, and maybe a tux medicated pad.
One of us will be amazingly to say that man is not 55 years old.
No, man, you're talking next year, so you'll be 56. So.
No, I'm going to turn 55 next month.
Okay.
Oh, you're right. Shit.
Yeah.
It's going to be the 200th episode. It's going to be right when I turn 56. I still look like I'm 46, man. I don't
There
care.
you
go.
I really
Oh.
will.
Nothing but hats.
And he's modest, too,
flip-flops,
folks.
I am modest.
And
I don't
tux
care.
medicated
I do that. That's why I
pads.
take care of myself. Because I'm.
Well, thank you all so much for hanging out and listening to us.
I sound really shallow.
We'll be back. Of course, you sound really shallow. You always sound really shallow. Thank you all so much. For
I'm
listening
about
to
as
us.
deep as an inch-high mud puddle.
We'll be back in about half an hour, 45 minutes from the crib. We'll see if there's anything fun hanging out at the boat ramp. Thank you all so much for listening. We do appreciate you all. Thank you so much, and we'll see you next time.